Hello everyone. Today it has been trying to rain. But rain is only symbolic on certain days. If you're in an oppressive mind state, it might be representative of your mood. However, today, I have made the most of the day. I know some time ago, when I wrote what I'm about to share with you from this book, that there would come a day where I would feel inspired to make something from it, and that day has come. I share it with you not as the work, but because I wonder if anyone else feels the same meaning that I do from it. In this book, I've had for some time. I've had it from a time when I used to be not so healthy of a person in many ways. And so, the first entries in the book, one might say, are embarrassing, but they're just the past. They don't mean anything. They only mean something if I haven't learned from it yet. But I have. But even though, for a time, I didn't like this book, because of what I wrote about my past in it, I pushed through that. And on February 19th, last year, or wait, no, it was this year. On February 19th this year, I resumed writing the book again. I haven't read further than this entry, and I don't plan to. Not today. But I wrote it down in the way that I like to. In the sense that it tells a story. It shows my perspective. And I'll read it to you now. I'll read it to you as it is. I won't tell you what I think. I'll leave it up to your interpretation. Because I'm not really sure why I wrote this. All I know is that now that this day has come, I see an undeniable meaning in what I wrote in these pages. February 19th, 2024. Something will always feel wrong about the past. Whether it's in one statement that ruined a whole year, or a way of thinking that ruined an innocent mind. I sat at this desk before. I've had epiphanies before. Yet this time is different. You leave a thought alone for long enough, it becomes an identity. Revisit the past enough times, its influence on you becomes superficial at best. Yet despite that, when I find fragments of the past, I throw them out immediately. It's not mindful, and in fact it seeks to ignore thought. There is ignorance in destruction, even after the victim of your past is long accepted. What could one learn from a decision so rash, so profound? Perhaps it's regret, but that's not the right word for it. I left those memories behind years ago. Yet still, only a thin sheet of paper separates those years from the present. It's uncomfortable, at first at least, to think about. You can wash and later dry, but there will always be a part of my being that is one with those years. A bloodstain on a mattress, reminiscence of innocent lost. A first child born. One day they'll throw out that mattress, usher in the new, and try to forget. Yet, retired now, every time they strip away the bed sheets from their new mattress, it'll remind them of youth and innocence lost. So now, though it may not be practical to keep that old stained mattress in the corner of the basement forever, maybe they shouldn't try to forget. Maybe the best memories are made with the past in the corner, watching you. When I wrote this, I was in the mountains. It's a place that I'm quite fond of. But it's also a place where me and creativity have a strange relationship. However, I see more and more similarities between this present moment and how it feels to go to the mountains. And not because of the world around me. The weather shifts as it always does, but I remain the same. No, it's not the place. It's something within myself. I like to think of my passions as a triangle. Writing, photography, playing guitar. These are all things that I love. Yet, rarely do they coincide. Rarely do I do all at once, one after the other. Yet this time today, I have. And I feel that what I have known was coming for a very long time is finally almost upon me. And it's hard to not feel excited. Of course I'm excited. But I wonder, what does it all mean? Why was I put here? I'm not one to turn to religion. I prefer to forge my own path in the world and to find for myself what it means to be a good person, and not based on what someone else said. But today, and indeed in life in general, there are times of uncertainty. I'm uncertain where this leads. To practice all three fires, all three passions at the same time, seems like a hopeless idea. But here we are today, and I've already done all three. And I feel a fiery passion for all of them. And I'm not really sure why. But I understand the value in it. I understand that there must be something here for me to think of it this way. So I will gaze upon it, and I will think about it most thoughtfully. Because to be here today and to think of this is a blessing. Every day is a blessing. But especially when whatever force seems to be stronger in the mountains comes to me, and it gives me the tools I need to make what I want, all at the same time. How do these things coincide? How does my creativity seem to be birthed over again every time they do? I'm going into a new era. And I wouldn't call my life a show, but if I did, I'd say this is season 2. And perhaps it's season 2 of a show like The Office, where people didn't like the first one that much. It didn't have that fire, but now it does. And that's not to say that I was never passionate before, but now I feel it so much stronger. Now the words contained in this book, I feel a deep connection to. When you put a pen to a page, and you feel that deep, violent, physical scratching, you know the permanence of your words. And many stop. They freeze and they panic. They don't know what to say. But I have sat at the other end of a pencil for much of my life, though short it may be. And I feel that I've been neglecting a character, a fire contained within a physical page. The book I'm writing, I write it using software. And I guess in that sense, it doesn't actually exist. But there are segments of it, like the one that I wrote today, from the entries contained in this book, that I feel have that realness to them, that pen to the paper. And of course, all these thoughts throw out of my head, but there's a permanence to them that's attached when you put it on a real page. And I see this in everything. There's something about playing a real piano, recording it. When you can't just edit what you've just done, everything counts. And perhaps some might say it's not as good, but I see so much more character when I do not stop to change it, when I do not refilm a take because I thought that I said something stupid. And people ask me all the time, how do you have the confidence to do this? Well, it's simple. Every day I wake up, I tell myself that I will not go out having not tried my hardest. And does my hardest involve fear? Of course it does. But what matters is whether you act on that fear. And I shall not. I shall keep pushing forward, keep trying to find value in the world around me. Because ultimately, this life is a dream. You can make of it what you wish. There are hard situations. There are things you must surpass. But after all of that, it's a new day. Every day is a new day. The worst week of your life could end on Saturday, if you count that way. And I count in the sense that every day is new. Every day of my life. And I'll make something new out of it. I won't bring the bad from the yesterday, but I will remember what went wrong. And I'll learn from it. I'll grow from it. Because, much like the words contained in this book, everything suffers two deaths. One, when it is put in the ground. Two, when the last memory is born. And had I not been the person that I am today, what I wrote all those months ago in February could have been lost forever. It could have died its final death the last time that I thought about it. We could have lost this book in a fire. But no. This is where we are. And this is the real. And I will take everything that I can from it. And not in a greedy way. Not in a way that asks too much. But in a way that loves. That loves the essence of it all. That loves where it came from. I know that I love. And every day more and more, I trust my future. I see it looming in front of me, and I no longer fear it. I only fear what would happen if I did not continue to walk towards it. Why would I walk backwards when everything I've ever wanted is right in front of me? Hard work brings these things. The universe wants what's best for you. Never, ever stop believing that, because it is what will make you successful. Thank you for watching.